Hi guys, I am back with another video where I hope to rectify some injustices in the level of care I put into one of the three main characters of my story and YouTube series, Numa. You don't need to have seen the other videos to watch this one, but if you like fantasy things, then I think you should go watch those. So anyway, let's get right into it. Now, whenever I was redesigning Win the first time, they were going from more of a chemistry slash alchemy vibe, like they brew potions and things, to a more engineer or mechanic aligned design. And the more mechanic type of design genre is not one that I create a lot, so I guess the reason the design came out a bit uninspired is just because I had a much smaller mental library of references pertaining to that aesthetic that I could use without like plagiarizing another character. Also, I'm pretty sure I was rushing to get the video out at the time, so I didn't do many passes at the design, likely just the first one that left us with this design. I decided to more carefully consider every aspect in hopes of making a better design. Issue 1 that I had with the first design was, it was boring, there was a lot of negative space, not many details or interactive bits like Reeve and Celeste both have. Like Celeste's jewelry all being family heirlooms and having a celestial theme because that's what her and her family are up to. And Reeve's outfit being more coolness forward than practical, while also having a lot of pieces that are there for good reasons, like his thief pouch of his stolen goods and steel-toed boots for kicking people in the shins. So in my second redesign of this character, I decided to exaggerate some elements that were already there, like their tool belt, which I felt needed to be bigger anyway so they can fit all the materials and such that they use regularly, as well as give them some new things like their chest plate, which is mostly there just to break up the top half of the design, but also because you can never go wrong with a little bit of armor. I also hid their tail under the tool belt slash skirt situation because I felt like the silhouette was getting scarily close to Reeve with the pants that are poofy but cinch in right below the knee. And I also wanted to emphasize that maybe other Sylvans are elegant and agile and lean more into their animal features, but Win is just techie and really just all about those machines. I also extended their gloves up to their biceps to give them more protection when doing things like welding, along with some sturdier, thicker boots. I also kind of matured their look in general. They looked to be a max of 16 in the first rendition, which would have been okay if they weren't some age from 18 to 21, with Reeve and Celeste not being far behind. And I went about that by kind of just masculinizing them a little bit more. Some slight facial hair, some muscles, because they'd have to be strong to lift and carry such heavy machinery around like they do anyway. I wanted them to be smaller in stature, so I had to use other methods to sort of make them seem older, but they're not too old. You know, I just want them to come across as an adult, a young adult. In terms of the art itself, the final touch was definitely adding those smudges of that black stuff that people who work on machines are always covered with. I literally don't know what it is. I think it's oil or something. And I decided to pretty much cover them in it to really sell the fact that they are indeed a mechanic. Editing me here. Haven't really decided what to call myself on this channel yet, but what I would like to say is this video was exceedingly short, so I decided to give you guys into some insight about something fun, something cool, something cute, something wild, just like my hair because I grew up in the Bronx.
I take my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. A crazy little girl.
Anyways, in terms of design, Win has always been the most contentious of the three main characters of the Numa universe, which is again Celeste, Reeve, and Win. They've changed names, they've changed races, they've been pretty much everywhere and anywhere. Name a character trait, one of their variants has had it at some point or another. Anyway, the fun part of this fun fact is the fact that I don't throw away the old designs. There are two in particular that I thought stood out from the crowd enough because, again, there have been a lot of redesigns for this character besides the ones that I've posted on this channel, which is, you know, only the two. And those two designs consist of one, the more alchemist, potioneer version of Win from way back, and more recently, a version of Win I only conceptualized the first time I was redesigning them on this channel. And that time I was going for more of like a nerdy, sweet, smart, buff, himbo kind of vibe. My personal favorite type of character that can exist, but didn't really work out for the story that I'm trying to tell here. So I've always kept him, but had to find a different way for him to be incorporated into the story. Wynn, in their lore, has always had a large family with many siblings. At first, I thought the number would be closer to like 13, like over 10, but that's kind of crazy to try to make that many characters, you know, fit in a family. I mean, I could, but some would get a lot more special treatment than others and be a lot more interesting than others. So I decided to just cut the number down to 7 and work with that. Now, a lot of them still would be probably neglected, so to speak, but I feel like I can give them all a unique vibe within the family unit this way. And at least 3 out of 7 are already conceptualized, so that makes my job easier. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to get their design to the level of Celeste and Reeve, since they both have had minor tweaks in their design since I first redesigned them. But with all that said, I guess we can call today's video done, so bye.